Alright YouTube, cruising the land here. I haven't posted a video in a while, so figured I'd give you an update on the 200 series. And quite honestly, if you want more 200 series content, hit that like button. I'll be honest with you, I put out a video comparing this with an LX 570. I call it the poor man's lift, where you just have to make some adjustments. It takes like 20 minutes of your time. And that video, I actually went down in subscribers, so I don't know what it is. People don't like 200 series, I don't know. So for sure, when I put an 80 series up on my channel, it just does so well. So 80 series, there's more of them. More people are overlanding the 80s, but I tell you what, the 200 series is going to be getting more and more popular. And on that note, tomorrow I'm going to release a controversial video on landcruiser, like what makes a real landcruiser. There's been a lot of hype about the new landcruiser that's out there. Is it a landcruiser? I don't know. So stay tuned for that. That'll be a fun one, kind of going over the current marketplace as well for landcruisers. So as you can see, I'm at my office. I wanted to test out my pop-up tent and on flat ground, and I just have to put the little awning piece up. But that's how that looks. I was up there, plenty of room, stoked about that. And comes with a ladder, but when you lift your landcruiser, the ladder is going to be so tight against the side of the truck because it's long enough. Luckily, I got a slee rear bumper, so I just climb up that. But let's check it out. Let me share with you this build. So, pretty much for the price of a 250. I call them Prados. Toyota put the landcruiser badge on it, but is it a landcruiser? I'll be talking about that in the next video. But for about the same price as a 2024 250, I bought this 200 series and outfitted it. So pretty much if you outfitted a 2024 landcruiser, you'd be at the same price as this 2016. And you know, it's got a V8 under the hood. This thing's beast. It's no hybrid. It's no little four banger. You know, are those going to go 250,000 miles? I had an LX 570, a 2008. Sold it. I had it its whole life. It was our family, my wife's rig, pretty much, and we put 250,000 problem-free miles on it. Okay, so what did I do with this one? First of all, in the early 2008. Onward models, they always had that piece. It's chrome. I wanted to delete all my chrome, so I had that painted. I couldn't powder coat it because it's plastic. I painted it in a match to my Yankee Gold. So that is not the heritage color. I wish I had a heritage beside this to show you, but this Yankee Gold is a prismatic color. I love it. It's amazing. The Rock Warriors come gray with a stainless like steel bead locker, fake bead locker, it's not real. So I powder coated it and use lock when you put this on, Loctite, because these like to come out and they're expensive because they're very unique sizes. So Yankee Gold, and what I did on my suspension, I Yankee Golded all out as well. So super clean. We'll get in there. So Yankee Gold, maybe I'll get a better vantage point from here. Yeah. So that is the Icon Stage 6. It comes silver, so that is actually wrapped right there. Just installed. I love it. It's awesome. I just have to go back for an adjustment at ORW, Off-Road Warehouse on the West Coast. So we're gonna go up 3/4 of an inch here. And I've got a KDSS lean, which will fix that. KDSS lean, just so you guys know, on the 200 series, whenever you're doing a lift, if the KDSS is not set right, it's gonna lean on the passenger side. It's gonna go like this. Toyota has pretty much, landcruisers tend to have a lean like this that you'll adjust for. In this case, when it's right-hand lean, KDSS can be fixed. I just have to reset the KDSS, which means put it on lift, 3 turns on each of the the adjusters on the KDSS, your installer will know, and then put it on the ground, steady it, rock it back and forth, get guys to stand on the side, and then close those valves, the KDSS valves. So that's what we got to do. So yeah, the lift to me is perfect. I did put spacers for the offset. So look at the wheel here. You'll see that it's nicely flush with the side here. So I like that look. I do not like it when it's tucked in, and quite honestly, the higher you go, you want to go out a bit, because you know your center of gravity changes, so you want to make sure you're stable on the road. All right, sticking to my Yankee Gold theme, my worn Fairlead here I had done in Yankee Gold. That's a black Factor 55. And then even when I had the color match to the Yankee Gold, I refinished in 2K paint myself the grille. Might have to do something about that silver. I'll have to see, because that also has, you know, radar in it. Camera is below, but this is actually a bit of a computer. Actually, when you have your adaptive cruise control, all of that's coming out of that emblem. And then I did my recovery points here, Yankee Gold. It's all plated up front. Now on the ARB, I bought it, it already had this ARB, so I added the front rails, which is this piece. So you just have to drill in here, you know, do all your measurements, measure twice, cut once. And then down here, because it already had this, so you can only do this front rail because it matches up to the ARB side steps. These come aluminum. I had these powder coated. Again, I wanted to eliminate all silver on the vehicle, so that's what we did there. So I think that's nice. Again, my color theme is white, black, and Yankee Gold. So Yankee Gold even got done on my lower control arms by Icon, so I like that. I'm so detailed. ADD. I even did, or OCD I should say, I even did these in Yankee Gold, my clamps. So that is all clean. Slee rear bumper. I had an ARB rear bumper on here. Was not a fan. Didn't like it. Yes, I'm going to get some flack for this. I still have to do my wiring. I've done everything on this truck minus my wiring, so I still have to do that. We'll open up the back in a second and I'll share with you the drawer system, which I love and I actually represent. So anybody who wants that can look me up and ask. And the rooftop tent. It's perfect, clamshell. The rack up top is the ARB base rack. So it came with it. Honestly, I would have preferred to put my rugged bound roof rack up there, the most solid in the market. But this already had it on there, so I left that as B. And then a Thule awning, it just comes out straight. I will switch that for a 270 ostrich wing also that I represent. Those are all made in Australia. The original guys to make a 270. I have a video, it's on my 80 series. That thing is so easy to deploy. You open it up in less than a minute and you become party central. Everybody comes to your rig to hang out or to escape the rain. And then the Baja, so LP6s, you know, 5 of them was plenty for me. I didn't want to squeeze a 6th one on there, and LP9s in the front. Now, what do you think is different about those Baja design lights? So what it is, when I first put them up, they seemed, especially the yellow, seemed so bright, the amber. So I actually put tint. I tinted them, just a light tint. Kind of wish I went medium. Yeah, it'll affect the brightness of those super bright lights by 3%, so I don't care. But I'd like to kind of tone it down, be a little bit more stealth and not like super bright. I wish I could snap my finger and show you what this looks like without these being tinted, but these become like super white clear and these are like bright yellow reflective. So this took it down like 2 notches. And if you notice my headlights, they are tinted. So I tinted that myself as well. It's hard to do, ain't gonna lie, but I did it. And then going along with that theme, again, I wanted to be more stealth. I tinted these rear tail lights. Yeah, I know they're in the sun, so they don't look like they're tinted, but trust me, they are dark. And on these, I didn't use the light tint, I went medium. And at nighttime, for those of you thinking, this lights up like still bright. Not as bright as if there was no tint, but still super bright. Extinct. Come on, you don't need to ask why, that's the name. They don't make V8s anymore. This is the last of the V8 breed. They're all 6-cylinder turboed, 4-cylinder hybrid. Geez, I want a V8. That's what I want, and that's what I got. So if you want a V8, I mean, time to get it. Now on the inside, hopefully it's clean. Let's see. Of course not. I've got the ladder that comes with this, which I will not be using. But I have to admit, in 2016, I was in Arizona. I dropped in a Toyota dealership and I saw this Terra interior and I fell in love. I'm like, I'm gonna have one of those one day. My last 2008 Land Cruiser had the cream. You had like two color choices, gray or the beige or cream, if you will. Probably more beigey. But finally in 2016, they came with this. I love it. It's so beautiful, so rich. Yeah, that to me is the best leather color Toyota has ever come out with. All right, let's snap into the back. Again, me being crazy with detail. My high lift jack, I didn't powder coat it, I painted it. So I hit a rust proof paint first, and called Zero Rust, not what does everybody else use? Rust-Oleum? No, I use Zero Rust. And then I put my 2K Yankee Gold. Now, it wasn't just to make this match this and go with my color theme. Well, yeah, mostly to do that. But I gotta tell you, for those of you who have a high lift jack, comes this color, this is the extreme, this is gonna rust. These rust, they suck. So I will have to paint this one at some point and I'm gonna do it black. I just did that first. This is stage 2 later on. So you do have to paint your high lift jacks, otherwise over time, just with Southern California, you don't have to be in the salt belt. The rain, the weather, it's gonna rust. It's gonna rust in all these little nooks and crannies all along here. So do yourself a favor when it's brand new, before it starts rusting, so you don't have underlying rust, paint it. Paint it whatever color you want. Make it a little bit custom. So some cool stuff. If you see up there, I mounted my Agency 6 shovel, and I'll have a link below. I have a 10% off if you buy anything that's Agency 6. That's that. There's handles, this cool little tow hitch right there. Agency 6 makes some very cool gear. So anything Agency 6, I think that's like the coolest shovel on the market up there, the way it bolts right through the handle to the mount. So that works two purposes. It's my shovel, and it's also for me to climb up and something to grab onto when it's here. So yeah, pretty cool. ActionTrax. So just like MaxTrax, except these are American built. It's with DuPont material, which is like 3 times the price of the nylon 6 plastic that, you know, Tread Pro and MaxTrax, all those guys use. These are awesome. I rep them. I love it so much. I called them up. I said, you need more representation. I don't see enough of these out there. These are more pliable. So MaxTrax for bridging, because they're stiff as hell. So stiff that they're known to smack, you know, if you don't have slider protection, it'll hit your rocker panel and bust your rocker panel. These have rubber. They're pliable, great for more moguls in Southern California style off-roading. So ActionTrax, and I put yellow zinc metal instead of the manufacturer that puts silver zinc. And 15% off. So if you're in SoCal, or I can ship as well, hit me up. I get all the blemish funky colors. The boards and the material is equally as strong, but you see how it's kind of whitish beige and then goes brown. Pretty cool. Underneath that, I have an albino whiteboard, which they do not sell. It's just during a color change with the injection mold. Some of them come out white, I take all of those because those sell out right away. And I have all the standard black, red, tan, OD green, blue, all the other colors as well. All right, Slee, best rear bumper in the market. I love it. Yeah, there's some that can be tighter if you're off-roading, if you don't like dragging your butt, but who cares? This thing is so solid. You drag it on a rock or two when you're off-roading, rarely, no big deal. This Yankee Gold, painted, and believe it or not, that's a wrap. And can you even barely tell the color difference? Got it bang on. I was lucky to find that wrap. Okay, I've got the Ice Co with a dent. That was me. Whoops. That's the APL 55. This is a dual, so it's one big, opening from here. I haven't used it yet, but it is a dual zone. You see that little piece here? This comes out, so it can all be fridge, all be freezer if you're dedicated as the ice cream guy on your travels with your caravan, or you can use it as a split. So pretty cool options with the APL 55. Getting rave reviews. I have a link. If you buy it, 15% off. Then my drawers. So these drawers are from South Africa. And sorry, ARB, I got your roof rack, I got your front bar, but ARB, Dobinson, all the companies that make drawers, they make a small, medium, large for different vehicles with fit kits. The fit kit would be the side here, which means it's not always gonna butt up to the back of your seats. So this butts up as close as possible, because when the seat is up, I mean, it's right up flush with that. That's why you see a bit of a gap. That's because the seat's down. When it's up, it touches. So this maximizes your bed space, right? So look, it's flush with the seat. The seat is actually naturally slightly higher, but it'll compress a bit when you sleep on it. And you want your head to be slightly elevated from the rest of your body anyhow. But you put a little mattress down, you're not gonna feel this, or just put a towel or something. But yeah, you're not gonna feel that. I didn't in my 2008 when I had the drawer system in that. So made for a 200 series. So when you open up this bad boy, check it out, with their latch system, it just goes and goes and goes and goes. You can also get a workbench on here, so it's just a big metal piece that goes over. And these don't rattle or squeak like those other name brands that I mentioned, because this whole piece here, it's one big letter U. So it's not bolted or anything underneath. It's one big piece, solidly built. I love them. Right down to the carpet pile. It's like marine grade. This is awesome. I have some Radius Outfitter boxes, containers that have Velcro, so it sits on this and they do not budge. Oh yeah, you saw those Baja, so I'll do an update video, but I still have to install my S-Pod. I got more lights on top of what you saw, because Slee has a funky, you take out the reflector, so this is, a factory cut. I'm gonna put a little S1 pod right here for my backup. So that'll be cool. All right, that's the drawer system. I had to take this usually lives in every truck in the drawers, or I move it truck to truck. It is the Thor's Lighting dual compressor. I have a link on my website too. You can save a little bit with that link, because very rare do they have sales. And when they do have sales, my savings is on top of that. But I love it because it's the, this is your manifold. This goes to the compressor. This goes to the 2 tires on the passenger. This goes to the 2 tires on the driver, or swap that, driver, passenger. And you have hoses that go for each side. So there's 2 connections on each hose that comes here. That means you are filling up all 4 tires at the same time and deflating all 4 tires at the same time. This is a game changer. It changed my life. I love it. That's why I contacted them and said, hey, let me help promote. I only promote the best, and you guys are the best for airing up and airing down Love their system. Check it out. And what else? What am I missing? Okay, there's my tint. By the way, if anybody saw that, yeah, that's my tint coming around. What I'm gonna do is do a final cut and put some black vinyl wrap just to clean up that piece. The details, right? It all comes down to the details. The other thing I was gonna mention on the ActionTrax, every single aftermarket MaxTrack mounting system works on the same keyholes as these ActionTrax. I know the funky name on this thing, but let me tell you, I bought that tent for 900 bucks. And I think at one point, whoever was doing all of, what's the major brand name? Camper with a K, or whatever the brand is, the manufacturer just said, screw you, and they put them out on the market. So it's the exact same thing. They make it for a whole bunch of different brands who just put their brand names on it. I just wish they didn't put their Waiu on it. Am I saying that? Is it Waiu? Waiu? You know, come on, take that off. I should black vinyl that off. All right, because on this truck, that's the only bargain piece that for 900 bucks. Everything else, as you know, 200 series, there's no cutting corners. It ain't cheap. All right, I think I covered it, but stay tuned. Tomorrow I'm gonna put out a controversial video about what is a real Land Cruiser. So stay tuned for that. And by the way, on my channel, I sold a 2013. Someone who looked up, one of my subscribers, had a 2013. He was unable to, you know, use it what it was built for. Built by King's Chariot. So we put it for sale, and it found a great new home. And way easier for him to do it that way on my channel, because it's all Land Cruiser people who are tuning in. So if you're looking for a Land Cruiser, hit me up. Let me know what you're looking for. I'll get my finger on the pulse here in Southern California for a clean, rust-free specimen. Or if you're selling, let me know. I can do a video. I'll put a video in the end of this, and also in the description, so you can see that 2013 built Land Cruiser that sold for $46,900 and worth every penny, going to Flagstaff. That guy's gonna love that truck. He's got big plans, big adventure plans for it. So, all right. And if you're interested in drawers from, it's Big Country 4x4 from South Africa, known as Rugged Bound here in the US. Their roof rack, which if I didn't have one, 1000% I'd have a Rugged Bound on there. And also, what else do they sell? The awning, the Ostrich 270. I'll put a link in my description below also if you're interested in the best awning possible for your rig. And then the ActionTrax comes in all colors, with the metal studs at the end or without. So let me know either way. But the next steps on this truck is I'm going to put the wire all my Bajas, those aren't wired yet, add my working light here. I got a rear chaser light, and then the light down here, and my squadrons I still have to put up front. So it's a lot of Baja, thousands of dollars of Baja design, but they are the best, and this truck can only get the best, except for that rooftop tent. It's just I don't have a brand name on it, right? Big freaking deal. All right, well, there she is. One other thing I might do, as you guys know, the Heritage has the nice Toyota Land Cruiser badge, the same one I have on my 1972 FJ40. The funny thing is, you can buy the Heritage badge anywhere from 250 bucks to 500 bucks. Well, I'm like, what? Wait a minute. They make them for the FJ40. The only difference is this is flat on the FJ40 in the front, where it installs by the fender and the hood starts to go up. There's holes, so there's little nibs that go through that hole for you to bolt it on, versus here it gets 3M double side tape. So all you do is take a Dremel, cut those little nibs off, and get double sided tape. And guess what? It's 50 bucks, not 500 bucks for two. You get two of them for 50 bucks. And I did them in Yankee Gold, so I'm gonna put it up there, see if I like it. You know, I'm not trying to pose that I'm a Heritage This is the giveaway. Heritages do not have that piece on them. Oh yeah, just sorry. I think I said earlier the 2008 did. It did not. 2008 through 2011 did not have that piece, and then the Heritage did not have this piece. But 2013 all the way to the Heritage have this little trim piece. I don't like it, but now that I finished it, I like it because it's now part of the color theme. And a little Easter egg, Slee Off-Road for the Slee bumper. All right, so hit that subscribe, check out my video tomorrow, and if a 200 series is in your future, you cannot go wrong. I think the pricing on this has leveled off. I believe it's gonna start going up when people realize what the V8 truly is compared to that new Prado 4-cylinder hybrid. All right, thanks for tuning in. Happy trails. We'll see you tomorrow on that controversial video. And obviously, if you're seeing this post September, or sorry, yeah, we were at the beginning of September. If you see this later on, well, yeah, that video is already done. It will be at the end of this for suggested videos, or also my description for that video. I'm going to do the shot on tomorrow. All right, thanks guys. Happy trails. We'll see you on the next one.